Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Judgmental Mind Society podcast. This is number 5 today, and I will be your host, Sebastian. And I am with Julien and Yugo. How are you guys?
Hello, hello.
Hello, guys.
Welcome.
All right. So the movie of today will be The Mosquito Coast. This is the movie from 1986. And the director is Peter Weir. And actually, Peter Weir is a very known director. He did Witness with Harrison Ford just before The Mosquito Coast. And after that, he made a lot of very well-known movies, including Dead Poets Society, The Truman Show, Master and Commander, just to name a few. Do you have something to say about the director?
Yeah, you said a few, but I think you say it all. You say it all because the other rest of the filmography, it's amazing. In 4 or 5 legendary movie, but the rest of his filmography, it's not that good. Huh?
Yeah, The Witness was all right. I haven't
Witness,
seen it in like
Master and
30 years.
Commander, The Truman
Yeah.
Show, Dead Poets Society. You say it all. After me, I've seen many of the other movie that he did, and it's not that good. Huh?
Yeah, like many directors, they have a peak period, and before that and after that, it's well,
But
not
His
the
anyway,
most famous
movie.
movie is Dead Poet Society, right? Everybody agrees on that, right?
No, Truman Show.
Yeah, I would say more
That-
Truman Show.
Oh, okay, that's true.
I
agree.
prefer Dead Poet Society. It's different movie.
They are iconic. Both are iconic, but in different time periods. So, all right. So something interesting about the story. The story was originally a novel written in 1981 by a writer called Paul Theroux. And I remember the other day, Julian, you told me something about the Theroux family, something like that.
Yep. Paul Theroux is actually, I think, the father of the reporter. Well, I don't know his first name, but his name is Theroux as well. He goes and embed himself with like white supremacists and racist people or whatever, or a whole lot of subculture. He works for BBC. And they are also the cousins of the other Theroux, the guy who plays in American Psycho. What's his name?
Justin Theroux.
Justin
Yeah.
Theroux. He's in American
super.
Psycho. And interestingly, for Apple TV, they made a TV show of the Mosquito Coast, which I watched the first season and it sucked. It was terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about the
I
same
don't
story.
recommend it.
It's about the same story.
And it's a little different. It's more updated for new mindset, you know?
Yeah, I saw the trailer and it wasn't, it wasn't as good as the original. I didn't wanted to watch it, so yeah. Okay, so the writer, so Paul Theroux is the original writer of the novel, and the co-writer for the script was Paul Schrader. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but before that, he wrote Taxi Driver and Raging Bull, so he's kind of a good writer. The music is by Maurice Jarre, which is the father of
France.
Jean-Michel Jarre.
La France.
Exactly.
Louis Funès.
Yeah. Jean-Michel Jarre, which is one of the most famous father of electronic music. And his father did the soundtrack for the movie. And now the casting. The casting is very interesting. So we have, in the main characters, we have Harrison Ford, his wife, Helen Mirren, and his son, one of his sons, which is played by River Phoenix, the brother of Joaquin Phoenix. Do you have something to say about the cast, guys?
Martha Plimpton, guys.
You mean Emily?
Françoise Dask in the movie. Emily Spellgood.
The girl who tells him, when I go to the bathroom, I think about you.
It's the one
Is
who
that the young
played.
girl?
It's the one who played in The Goonies.
In The Goonies, yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's true. It's true.
That's it.
All right.
That's all I have to say about Martha Plimpton.
Yeah, that's all you remember about the movie, yeah?
Hang on, were we talking about the casting?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say something controversial, but I don't think Harrison Ford is a good casting for this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
they could have gone with somebody different.
It was a well recognized casting.
Like,
Ooh, so
like
that's
who?
not so controversial then.
It everyone, when the movie was released, everyone said that Harrison Ford played like shit, you know.
No, I don't think he played that shit. I just think they should have
Yeah.
gone with somebody else.
It's what critics say when the movie was released, and when years after, Harrison Ford is always saying it's my favorite movie.
Yeah, because
Okay,
it's the
so
only movie he plays somebody else.
It's the only
yeah,
movie we lost
he
money.
he doesn't play Harrison Ford kind of type of character, you know, Jack Ryan or.
And this is why, when I was a kid, I was really disappointed by Harrison Ford, because I watched the movie because I thought, oh, there's Harrison Ford in him. You know, he was like the coolest guy in movies. And I was disappointed to see, like, oh, he's not Indiana Jones, or he's not Han Solo.
Yeah.
What's going on here? He's weak. You know, when the
He's not-
the three guerrilleros arrive,
You know,
and he's kind of weak.
Jack Nicholson was considered for the role, huh?
Hey,
Okay.
Jack Nicholson has proven that he can play a guy who goes crazy.
Yeah, of course.
He would have been much better, much better.
Maybe the movie will be better.
I think they should
Yeah.
remake it with Chalamet.
Yeah, with Tom Cruise.
Chalamet as the dad. And Chris Pratt.
All right. So the movie is about the story is quite simple if you put yourself as first viewer and you don't want to tell too much about the story, but the story follows Harrison Ford characters, you know, called Allie Fox in the movie. He's kind of a idealistic inventor, and he rejects American society and decides to move his family to the Central American jungle. He thinks he can create a better world, you know, like a utopian society. And yeah, the movie will follow the ups and downs and fall of this ideas of him, you know. So, do you have something to say before we dive into more detailed analysis of the movie?
Go for it.
Yeah, let's go.
Your first impressions, you know. Now, what did you think about the movie? Your first impression before we dive in more, yeah.
Okay, go, Cows.
Well, like I said, when I was a kid, I loved Harrison Ford. I mean, it's not a movie for kids, of course, but it came out in what, 1984, 1985? What year?
1986.
86. Yeah. So I was 8, and I would watch anything that had Harrison Ford in it, of course. I don't think I understood when I was a child the message of the movie, if there is one. But yeah, it's a movie that happens in the jungle and stuff. It inspired me to travel and have adventures and stuff like that, which is not really the point of the movie at all, but that's what it did to me as a child. And watching it again last week, I have a different opinion now, which I will share later. What about you, Hugo?
Okay, first on me, I want to say that when I was young, I didn't like this movie at all. You know, it was, of course, like you said, I was young too, but I've seen it many years later. I didn't enjoy it. I watched it last week, and I really didn't enjoy it at all. I was completely bored about this movie. So I never ever loved this movie. It's over. Harrison Ford, honestly, it's a disaster. It was a shame to watch him playing. Oh my god, I feel shame when I think of that. Oh, it's crazy. No, it's I will explain more later, but no, for me, it's no.
That's interesting. We have a different point of view about the movie, you know. Myself, I mean, there is 2 movies when I watched them when I was around 12, something like that, that grow the sense of adventure inside me. The first one was the Emerald Forest. I don't know the name in English, you know, La Forêt d'Émeraude.
Yeah.
And the second one was the Mosquito Coast, actually, you know, because for me, it's exactly like you, Julian. You know, the first time I watched it when I was a kid, it was an adventurous movie, and it was, you know, seeing the jungle and everything. But the way I watch it again, last week or for this podcast, it changes. Changed my my view of the movie. I see it differently also. Okay.
So did you enjoy it as you enjoyed it as you were
Oh,
young?
yeah. Actually, I mean, I enjoy it as much
Okay, yeah.
as much because I watch it with my child eyes. So if you watch it like that, first degree, it's a nice movie. You can travel with the family, and it's very nice. But there is a lot of symbolic behind it, which is kind of interesting. When you have some adult brain to think about it. And retrospectively as well, when you think that this movie was made in 1986, it's the production and everything is it was like a good things to do this movie at the time. It was, in my point of view, I think it was a hard movie to make. So yeah, I like
It
it.
was.
All right. So I will talk about the movie in different parts. So let's dive into it. So the first part of the movie, they are approximately the first 15, 60 minutes or so of the movie. You can see that they are still in America, and this is the opening scenes. And you can clearly see, you see Harrison Ford with his son. Later, we understand it's eldest son, and they are driving in the hardware stores and going to a junkyard and everything. And you understand from what Harrison Ford says that he's always critics of the American consumerism, capitalism, and he doesn't like the way society has become. And he's also very worried about a possible nuclear apocalypse. So in short, he's very critical of American society. Um, and one thing I like about that part was the fact that right from the beginning, and you will see that many times after inside the movie, is that there is the film is narrated by the eldest son, played by River Phoenix, and this is something that puts you in things into perspective, and it's like someone reading you a book or story, and I think it was a good idea to start with that. What did you think about that, Hugo?
Yeah, I think the problem with this movie. We have many subjects inside, like you said, consumerism. After you have men versus wild. After you have men and family, men and craziness. So it jumped the subject on subject. So we talk about 50 minutes about that consumerism, like you said, etc. But without any deep approach. For consumerism, okay, you talk 15 minutes about it. Let's watch Fight Club. It's 2 hours of a really better explaining of the subject. You want
Yeah,
Man versus Wild? You take another one movie, the one from Sean Penn. The guy who's going to die in the forest. I don't remember the name. So there's no point to apocalypse, another subject. So it's 20 minutes per subject. After you have man and God. So you have a 20 minutes subject with God and etc. So for me, it's bad aperitif.
okay. Yeah, I think it's a clear way for the movie to tell you that he doesn't like America and he wants to leave. It's I think it's pretty more simple than you said. I mean, in my
The
opinion.
problems,
So
honestly, Seb, I will be very honest. Every time you will ask me a question, I will be angry against Peter Weir and all the guys who did this movie. I hated it when I was young. I couldn't watch it, and nothing changed.
okay,
So
Julien, what did you think about it?
Well, so it's an anti-consumerism movie, right? Anti-America, anti-religion. All of that is said by Harrison Ford from the very beginning. But the alternative he offers against all this is living in the jungle with him as a kind of a god who decides everything because he's a narcissist. He's kind of like a prophet. And he doesn't listen to anyone. He just does the thing he wants to do. And he's really, really unlikable. So his alternative to American freedom and consumerism and stuff is like literally the worst kind of communism you can imagine. So yeah, he's very unlikable. And I don't like his option. I think there are other steps that you could take to make America better rather than go in the woods and put your kids in danger and your wife in danger for something stupid like that. So yeah, I disagree with the hero from minute one of the movie.
Okay. Okay, nice. And you have some nice insight that we could talk more about later. Uh, and just after that, just after the this introduction, there is a part where that will become the main the main object of the movie in a sense, because he's an inventor. He invited a kind of machinery, something like that, that can make ice with fire. And he tried to sell it to, I don't know, to his neighbor, but his neighbor is not interested because it's not what he asked for. And while he's in a car waiting with his son, he's thinking about his vision, and he says something that will be one of the most important things of the movie, because we will see later why. He says ice is civilization. And you understand that at this moment, he talk about how people could have a better life if they have ice in the jungle. And you understand from that point that he will live definitively. And soon after, they organize everything with the family. They leave the house and everything. And there is at that moment, there is a very interesting shot when you see, they are leaving the house, and the last person leaving the house is Helen Mirren, and she is leaving the house with a very big smile. At that point in the movie, uh, for me, I understood that like it's okay. They are going for a great adventure, and you don't know what's going to happen. So you think it will be a great adventure, and you're happy with her. What did you think about that?
I think that Helen Mirren is playing very well. She saved the movie in a sense, in a way. River Phoenix as well is good, but all their good playing were destroyed by the fucking Harrison Ford character. We are doing too much. Sorry, guys. That's it. That's all I want to say.
Okay. So if I understand, Yugo, you didn't like the movie. I'm right?
Yeah, we
What
can
about
say
you,
that, yeah.
Julien? Julien, you want to
Yeah.
say something?
To talk about Helen Mirren, I think she, in a court of law, she would be his accomplice and she would be jailed too at the end because
Of course, yeah.
she
Yeah.
should have left him immediately as soon as the first problem arose. Like, hold on, no school for the kids? Are you crazy? And all the danger that she's an accomplice. She let him do the crazy things, and because she's a woman, oh my God. But if it was the opposite, if Harrison Ford was a woman, a crazy woman, people would say, oh, the guy should
Yeah,
have
but
done something.
hold on. It was in '86. I don't know the book, but they were a kind of beatnik couple, So maybe, oh my God, yeah, we will live barefoot and in the
She looks like a
jungle.
supportive woman at first, she's supporting her husband, but her husband is clearly insane and
Oh,
Yeah,
dangerous.
and after that, she's like a submissive woman because she doesn't say anything despite everything that happens.
Yeah, so she's as bad as him. She's as bad as him because she doesn't make a decision to save the kids away from this guy who's completely crazy and dangerous. I'm going to tell you something. This is a horror movie. This is disguised as a regular movie, but this is literally a horror movie, and he's the bad guy.
Yeah,
If you
definitely.
you can decide to look at this movie that way. He's an abusive dad, and from the standpoint of the children, it's a horror movie.
Yeah, it depends. It depends because it evolves a lot, you know, because they are victim of ideology of the father, but you don't see that right away, you know. At the beginning, it's harmless because it's in America, and it becomes clear.
Yes, you can see it because remember he goes into the house of the was that Mexican guys or black guys who work on the farm.
Yeah, the kind of slave guys. Yeah,
And like
yeah.
his kid is like, but are you sure we can get in? And he's like, yeah, it's a tradition for them. You can get into the house and shit. So he's also considering these people like below him. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
He's
Definitely.
still a colonialist, a little bit racist and everything. So you can see from the very beginning, first he tells his family, okay, we live tomorrow. Like the guy is completely unstable. That's not what a good dad would do. So you can see, I would argue that you can see from the very beginning that he's completely insane and he should be like incarcerated.
Yeah, in a sense, you can write, but if you place yourself from the kid's perspective, you know, your dad is a hero, and as at this moment in time, at this moment in the movie, there is no real problem. You know, it's just an adventure that will start. You know.
Yeah, the kids don't know yet.
I also have to say, when I was watching it, Harrison Ford with his shirt with flowers and short, it reminded me of my father. So maybe that's
Like
why
what?
my father, when I was young, he was
Okay.
just like that.
All right.
Second part of the
I mean,
podcast, Hugo's going to be crying.
now we're gonna talk about your family and everything.
Daddy.
I love Mosquito Coast finally.
Sebastian fixed you.
Okay. let's follow along. So this was the first part in America, and so the second part is basically all the family traveling to the jungle. So first they take kind of a commercial, not a cruise line at all. It's like you know, the commercial boat, you know, that transports merchandise. You know, they are traveling inside that. Inside this boat, they are meeting a reverend, which will be kind of a little bit of importance because he's a missionary. So he represents another ideology, the religion ideology. And of course, it's clear that you know, Harrison Ford doesn't like him at all. You know, so first they are traveling to, and this is what makes it interesting when they arrive at the first you know, Mosquito Coast, kind of a city. You know, it's interesting because you heard some very exotic music. You see some exotic shots, you know, with Caribbean type of landscape. So everything seems like holidays. You know, they are going in adventure and holidays. And after that, they are renting a boat with a guy called Mr. Hadi, which will be an important character as well along the movie. And they are taking a small boat, you know, and they are going up to the river, up to the jungle. And again, this part, you know, it seems that you are watching like a National Geographic documentary because there is a nice music, nice shots, and it's still an adventure for now. Nothing happened yet. And so basically, this part ends where they arrive. Yeah, I forgot to mention that at the first stop they have, Harrison Ford bought a town in a jungle. They call that a city, but it's more a town. And
Yeah,
when
well,
they
that's
arrive,
important to mention because he buys a village with the power of capitalism and money. He buys a place.
yeah. It's
This communist guy, he's using capitalism to create something in the jungle.
Exactly. Yeah, there is a lot of things to say about that as well. You know, but for now, I just want to finish with the chronologic, and after, yeah, we can talk about it. So basically, he bought. We understand that he bought a town in a jungle called Geronimo, and all the traveling, all this part is ending by them arriving to Geronimo, just to realize you know, there is almost nothing, just a few cabins and a few people living there. And I mean, he seems happy, you know, because he has a vision, but everyone else is like, okay, it's not a town, it's a shitty, you know, place in the jungle. What would we do now, you know? So this is ending the first the part of traveling, you know. So do you have something to say about that part, Julien?
I already said what I was going to say.
All right. Yugo?
Me, no, nothing special to say about that.
He's still
Except
thinking
you
about
didn't
his
like
father.
Harrison Ford and the movie, yeah?
He's feeding the dog right now.
Because he makes you think of your father, no? That's
We're going to cry, all three of us, hugging over the internet.
it will become a psychology podcast, you know? All right. So, ending this part, the next big part is basically building the city, the utopian vision of Allie Fox, the character of Harrison Ford. So basically, Allie constructs a new village, you know, with the help of the few local inhabitants, and he uses genius and his engineering knowledge to organize everything, you know, to build. Um, so he organized everything, crops, farming. He even have a reserve for fish. And they built a very good house, by the way. And I want to say something about it because all these parts, once they build a big house, all these parts ends with the celebration of Thanksgiving. And I find it very, how can you say that?
America.
Yeah, of course, America. But the fact that when it happens, they celebrate Thanksgiving, and the scene feels completely out of place in a jungle because they are wearing very elegant clothes. You know, they are eating a beautiful meal, having even some furniture like chairs, table, like it's brand new from the shop. And I mean, you don't understand what's happening there. You know, it's like they are recreating. Basically, you could have this scene exactly shot like that in the house, but you are in the middle of the jungle, so it's like out of place. Yeah. What did you think about that?
Well, one thing to mention is that his house is the best house in the village. He's got the
Exactly.
biggest house. He's
Yeah,
got
I
the most
noticed that.
luxury of everyone. He celebrates his own thing by himself with his family, where the other ones are not invited. You know what I mean? Like Thanksgiving. I don't know if you guys know, but Thanksgiving in the US, it's seen as a
It's when the
generosity thing. You invite people over, even if they're not
it's
related
the
to you.
Native American who gave food
Right.
to the column.
So he's doing it by himself with his family. The other ones, they're dying of hunger or whatever. They eat potatoes or something, but he's got a nice meal. So he's not inviting anybody. He's got the best house. He bought this village. This is a cult. This is not a real place. This is a cult. He's the leader. He's the guru, and they are all his slaves.
Yeah, and
That's what it made me think.
you will completely understand that later when another guru came representing God. You know.
Exactly, but they are not equal. It's not an equal society that he's trying to create. He's creating a crazy cult, a death cult in the jungle.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And not to mention that during all the process of building the city, there is a part of the montage, you know, part where he's still talking, you know, he's still criticism of America, of society, of everything. And it's like he's talking to himself, you know, because people don't listen to him or don't understand him because obviously there are people from the jungle. And he's still talking about that, you know, like it's a mantra, like a cult, like you said. Yeah, it's true.
They are all working. He's giving everybody work to do. And he goes around screaming his propaganda 24/7 all the time, talking about shit about America and all that stuff. It reminded me of like work camp in North Korea, you know? Labor camp in North Korea. He's forcing you to work and you have to listen to the propaganda telling you that the US sucks and communism is better.
And the point about this, and you're right, because the point about this, the proof about this is you remember that there is a narrative a voice of the son, which is a different part of the movie. And at this moment, you have the son saying, you know, in narrative way, that for the first time, he can do anything he wants, like it was in America. He was forced to work 24/7, and it was hard, you know. So you start to see from the family point of view and from the viewer point of view that it starts to be a problem. It starts to be an ideology that doesn't make you free. All right. And to add more about that, what happened after is very interesting as well, because there is just soon after that, there is after the scene of celebration of Thanksgiving, you have an interesting moment when Allie Fox, the character played by Harrison Ford, he leaves by boat to go, I suppose, to a larger town. So we do not see his journey at all. We don't know what he's going to do, but we see this moment from the perspective of all the family who stay behind. And this is the only moment in the movie where the character is not around. And this is the only moment in the movie where everything seems you have a sense of calm and balance. Everything feels peaceful and quiet. And this is, coincidentally the moment where he's not here.
Are you
So
talking
I
about the
found,
time where the kids are playing?
yeah, the kids are playing, and
Yeah, they're pretending to have a store. Remember, the one of them is pretending to have a store and he sells stuff. And then, River Phoenix says, "Don't tell my dad. We can't tell my dad about this
it needs to be a
because they can
secret.
only
Yeah.
have fun when he's not around." That reminds me
It's
of my
true.
own dad. I'm gonna cry with you guys. I couldn't have fun when
Yeah.
my dad was around too.
Okay. So what did you think? I mean, can I ask you, what did you think about this part, Hugo? And you will tell me you didn't like the movie at all again?
Honestly, it's completely at all. I keep my words for the end.
All
But
right.
honestly,
So
it was a huge spot of shameless, this movie.
okay.
Yeah.
I will let you 10 minutes for yourself alone, to spit on the movie at the end and to say, whatever you want. Okay. So next, so basically the big part of building the city is coming to a peak. The climax of this part is when he comes back with a large amount of materials, and he wants to build, and he builds the gigantic ice machine, and it's a big project, and the all this part reach a very powerful and symbolic climax when he finally turns the machine on and explain its benefits. The machine that can make ice in a jungle, that gives cold water, air conditioning, and everything. And he says something that reminds what he said at the beginning of the movie. He says, ice is civilization. That's why I'm here. That's why I came, And this, it's almost in the middle of the movie. And this marks the midpoint and represents for him the fulfillment of his original vision. And for him, he's achieved his goal, and everybody seems happy because we made it. And so this and the first big part, they are building the city and they are supposedly living happy from now on. So we will see after that is not the case. But so what did you think about this part of the ice machine and icy civilization thing?
Strangely, it's the only part I was remembering about this movie.
You mean the ice machine and
yes, the big one. I erased all the rest.
yeah.
But I remember this sequence, and as I remember it was not done well. It was quickly done. No, it's not. It's not.
I'll tell you why you remember it, because it's the A-Team montage. In every episode of the A-Team, they get into like a garage and they weld stuff to a truck to make it like a tank or something. This is exactly that. It's a 15-second montage of a bunch of dudes working on the thing, and that's it.
Yeah. You have a point. Okay. Something else to say, Julien, about the ice machine, icy civilization, or something like that? I mean,
ice.
Yeah, go
The
on.
ice machine is a symbol of control over nature, right? So it's the most American thing I've seen in my life. The Americans, they need their air conditioning. You need to have air conditioning everywhere you go. All the American tourists, they go to. I was reading an article yesterday about American tourists in Italy, and they were saying that Italian people, they like to drink their cafe on the terrace of the cafe on the outside, right? But the Americans, they go inside because they want the air conditioning. So I think it's the same thing. He wants, let's go to the jungle and create paradise and stuff, but he doesn't accept the jungle.
With a
First thing he
machine.
does is cut everything, make a machine to have air conditioning. This is the most American thing I've seen in my life. Have Thanksgiving dinner and stuff. So basically, when you see him build the machine, you know all the things he's done in the jungle, he could have done at his house back in Idaho or wherever the fuck he was. It was a completely useless thing to go to the jungle.
Yeah, not to mention that he criticized, the way America society has become. But what he does is exactly bringing that into the jungle. His vision is exactly the same.
Yeah, he really sucks.
I think Yugo will agree with that. Yeah, Yugo?
Yeah, I completely agree with Calvin.
All right. Okay, so from that moment, once the ice machine is built, this is starting to be a very big problem, and the chaos start to happen. The first part of the chaos is when you have the narrative voice of the son, who tells you that of course Harrison Ford he doesn't have enough of his success, and he wants more, and he wants to bring ice to a very, very remote tribe in the jungle. So he organized an exhausting expedition, involving his son, and it's very hard. It's few days, in the jungle. And the fact is, when he arrives at the tribe, the ice has completely melted. So he's done that for nothing. And you realize during the process that his son, the younger one, he started to hate him because he's becoming very aggressive as a father, and the son, the eldest son, sees his father kind of intermediary between the younger son and the father, but the younger son is like taking everything, and he start to really, really, really hate his father. So yeah, what did you think about that?
It
Well, we
reminds me of
also
my
hated our
father.
fathers.
Okay. And Julien, it reminds me about Hugo's father as well, or?
Yeah, I hated his father and my father, both of them.
Okay, sorry. Okay. It reminds you of all the fathers, so now we can talk about our fathers. Okay. So interestingly enough, when they are in a tribe, they are supposed to be a tribe of people that they never had any contact with the white man, but they are, you understand that they see some kind of white guy, something like that. And it happens to be that, soon after, when they return to the expedition, at one point you have 3 armed men who arrived, which were the men, that Harrison Ford talked to in the tribe. And from that point on, everything escalates very quickly, in the story, because the armed men, they want impose themselves and they want to stay in the city in Geronimo. And Harrison Ford tries to persuade them to leave, but when he realizes it doesn't work, he used the excuse of termites, ants, and begin to destroy his building. He could have, I don't know, tried to negotiate with them or try to, I don't know, to do something, but instead, right away, decide to destroy everything, hoping they will finally go. And when he realized that doesn't work, he resorts to a drastic plan. He invites them to sleep inside the ice machine, because obviously the guys, the armed men don't know it's an ice machine. They are thinking it's like a place to sleep. And during the night, he closed the door of the ice machine and started, and the guys inside are trying to escape. And by doing so, they are triggering an explosion. And with that sets off a chain reaction, spreading fire everywhere and basically burning everything to the ground. So this was, I was it was interesting because there was a very nice shot, during the night where the machine explodes. You could see a shot on the face of Harrison Ford, with his glasses, and you can see the explosion reflect in the glasses, and at the same time he's screaming, but the scream is not a human scream. It's more the sound of the metal and
Hugo's
thing
father.
exploding.
Honestly, Sebastian, you didn't feel I don't know ashamed when you were watching the this playing from Harrison Ford? For
What
me,
did you say? Sorry.
Harrison
Sebastian doesn't know what shame is.
honte.
This is not a psychology podcast, but yeah, go ahead.
No, but it's. I mean, the playing of Harrison Ford. Come on, we all need to agree on that before leaving. How
I
can
don't
that
agree.
be possible?
No, I think he's a good actor, but he shouldn't have been him. He should have been somebody else. This is very simple. He was not right for the cast. But anyway,
Honestly,
can I jump in? Okay.
because of this movie, I'm thinking that Harrison Ford is good in fact in the same character. Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, and Han Solo, they are the same guys. Han Solo
Now
and
he's got another character, the Jack
yeah, the
Ryan
Jack
type thing
Ryan.
he
That's
can
it.
play.
Have you seen in other movie like do you remember Henri? This movie is got
Which
an
one?
the movie Henri or In the Name of Henri or something like that.
Yeah, I
He's
remember that.
so oh my god, he's a loser. That's come on, guys. And
But anyway, I want to
he
say
played
something
for
about
a
this.
pedophile. Remember that? Huh? It was my last card. He played for the one protected by French government, the pianist,
Yeah, Roman Polanski. Yeah.
Roman Polanski. Go ahead, please.
Julian, you wanted to say
Yeah.
something?
Yeah. So the narcos guys, the guerrilleros or whatever you want to call them, they come into his house. So his dream was to have this free society and stuff that is absolutely not free, and they just everybody's his slaves. But when he's got guys with better, more aggressive guys, more dangerous guys coming in, he's not able to defend his shit. He has to destroy it so they don't want it anymore. And even then, it doesn't work. So what does he do? What is the most American thing to do in the world? You blow up your fucking
burn
enemies.
everything.
So again, he goes back to the American way. That's what America would do. You can't invade America. They'll absolutely blow you the fuck up. So that's what he does. He should have done that first thing. He tried his little ways of being nice, but he didn't work. So again, America better than his system.
And I like the guerrilleros, the character of the guerrilleros.
Yeah, they're good. They're credible. I
Yeah,
like them.
that's the best
we like it
thing of the
here.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, they are not identified. You don't know where they come from, or from.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they could be
Yes.
guerrillas because
15-minute subject. Oh, let's go. We like
We
all
don't
the
need it.
movie.
They're just here we don't need to know who they are. They're just here to test his system. You cannot
exactly.
build
Yeah.
You cannot build a heaven if you don't defend it. You have to defend your place because other people will try to take it. That's what America does. They are like the biggest defender of the world. You can't attack them. That's what eventually he has to do. So it's a lesson.
Yeah, I agree, and also that's the utopia of his vision. You can build the most perfect world. There will always be a part of external chaos, because you deal with other people, you deal with envy, with greed, with violence, and you have to deal with that no matter where you are.
Hey, listen, it's better to be a warrior working as a gardener than a gardener working in war.
Thank you, Cal.
All right.
Actually, it's an American thing. Don't worry about it, guys. It's a Joko Willing thing.
Yeah. All right. So we saw that now the Geronimo city is absolutely totally destroyed. The river is totally fucked off because there is some chemical inside. So basically, they have to leave. And this last part of the movie, that I could call like drifting and surviving, is really that. And the next morning, so when they find that everything is destroyed, there is a there is a very moment where you start to see. No, you're not starting to see.
What the fuck
I'm
is going
hearing
on?
Yeah, I'm hearing
Who's watching
music.
Inception?
No, it's a signal, guys. It's a signal.
Okay. Do you have a?
Our microphones are starting to do this noise again. Can you, when you're not talking, Hugo, can you turn off your microphone?
I'm not sure. You try.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you press the
let's
button on the bottom left. There's the camera and then the microphone on the right.
if it's not working, let's cut the podcast and we start it again for part 2.
No, he did it. I can hear that the noise is gone.
You good, Hugo?
You're good. I'm
Can
good.
we not have a part 2, please? Can we
Okay.
not have a part 2 of this, guys?
It's almost finished. If you know, I mean, except for Hugo, I will let him talk about his father and Harrison Ford and the way he didn't like the movie after.
That's
But
why I
anyway,
launched the signal.
okay. So the next morning when they wake up and the town is totally destroyed and everything, there is a, I mean, you definitively realize that he's become totally crazy when he said, you know, everybody is like, oh my God, I'm sorry, you know, you lost your city. It's a tragedy, but he's like happy about it. You know, he said, we are free now. So basically they are living with a small boat, you know, with Mr. Hardy. And they are like survivors in a small boat. And when they finally reach the ocean, you know, there is a brief sense of relief from everyone because basically everybody is thinking, and yourself as a viewer as well, you're thinking, okay, that was an adventure, that was a test, it failed, so now we go back to home, you know, to a real civilization. But at that point, when they arrive at the coast, you know, um, you have Harrison Ford who say, "Okay, now we are gonna stay on the coast. You know, we're gonna stay on the beach because we have everything we need because there is a lot of materials, you know, that was bring by the sea, and he wants to live there now. So basically, they are living there, and yeah, I mean." You can see right away at this point. You can definitively understand that you know he's became totally crazy. Not to mention he started to lie because he said that America is dead by nuclear holocausts and they have to live there and they have no reason to go back to America because there is no America anymore. So yeah. So Hugo, once again, you want to talk about your father or something more
No,
insightful maybe about this part?
we are very, very near from the epilogue, so I'm quite happy, and I can't wait the moment that I will really talk about it. But we are very, very,
Okay.
very, very close. Hang on, guys.
Okay. Julien?
Once again, he doesn't listen to the local people who tell him, hey, when it rains, the water level is going to be higher and wherever you are is going to be underwater. He doesn't want to listen to him. The guy offers him to bring him spark plugs for the engine and he refuses. So yeah, he's a complete moron. He might be a genius who can make mechanical things, but his emotional intelligence is literally zero. He really sucks.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, I agree. But basically, it shows you that what happens when you follow at any cost your ideology and you become basically something awful, you know, something bad, you know, for people around you.
I think he's just demonstrating that he's completely insane. Anybody would have changed their mind, like, all right, let's go back to America and have Thanksgiving dinner and air conditioning and everything. Fuck this. But no, he wants to keep going with even less stuff. What does he want to be, a caveman?
Yeah, because he basically wants to, you know, to pursue his ideology
Yeah, but
at
you
any
can do that
cost.
by yourself, but not with your little kids.
It's true. It's when you the difference between you know, an ideologist alone and a cult leader, you know, because a cult leader you are taking some other innocent people with you, you know, in
The
your
difference is
ideas.
that Hugo and I, we have kids, so we know that you can't do that. You
Yeah.
cannot endanger your kids whatsoever.
Yeah, but think about it. If you think about his perspective for him, at one point, remember when he said, you know,
I can't
no, yeah,
understand why he would want to put his kids in danger. I just can't.
no,
But excuse me,
you don't
Julien, your
understand.
father, did he put you in danger someday?
Well, he didn't make me safe.
It's elegant answer. Okay.
It's a good point, but his point of view is doing them a favor. Is for him he's a savior. This is crazy. Of course, he's crazy to think about this, but he's his savior. And it reminds me about what you said earlier about the fact that the mother, which by the way has no name, it's called she's called mother all the time. She has no.
Yeah, that's a very cult thing to call. Like even
Yeah.
the Christians, like the evangelical Christian, they call each other mother and father. So it's a very cult thing to not have a name and just be mother.
Yeah, it's true. And what you say
She's
earlier
not
is
wearing a
true as
bra
well.
the whole movie, by the way. She's not wearing a bra. I'm just gonna say.
Okay. Good vision. And she doesn't say anything, at the point where she wants to go back to America, and she said, no, we're gonna stay on the coast, on the beach. And she said, okay, yeah, no, why? And finally, she decided to stay with him. She could have, like you said, she could have left 100 times before, but she doesn't do it. So
She's guilty
all right,
too. Straight to
yeah,
jail.
she's complicit. Yeah, I agree.
She should be in jail.
So at one point, like you said earlier, they are settled here for a while, they are living literally like Robinson Crusoe, I don't know if the pronunciation is the same in English, but anyway.
It's Robinson.
And
Robinson.
yeah, Mrs. Robinson, yeah. Mr. Robinson Crusoe, yeah. And Julien already said a little bit about it, and there is a hurricane and it's washed away everything they built on the beach and leaving them once again floating in the ocean, they are truly reduced to like survivors, and it's worse and worse. And so they are going up to the river, and at one point they are arriving at the village established by the reverends. So there is a nice house, there is a church, everything is built in wood, and it's clean. I mean, in comparison with the jungle around. And there they are witnessing the power of religious control. You can see there is a very funny scene where you can hear the voice of the reverend. So you think he's talking into people, but when they enter the church, you can see that all the people, the inhabitants, they are watching the TV with the reverend speaking on the TV. It's like a video VHS played, and they are totally brainwashed, watching that, So it's a good. I think it was a good way of talking about religious brainwashing.
Yeah, but did you mention that some of the people in the church are people that used to live in Geronimo?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, because I forgot to mention.
So Jesus won. They took his people. The missionary is better for the people than he is because they seduced his people. It's very important.
Yeah, the religion ideology is works better at the end. Yeah, It's true. So basically, they are going into the small places, and the two boys try to get help from the reverend's daughter, Emily. And meanwhile, Allie Fox, so Harrison Ford, sets fire to the main church. So it's become panic everywhere, and the reverends.
Why does he do that? Why is he mad at him? Do you remember?
I'm not exactly sure, no.
He took something from him, if I remember well.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
He's mad at him because he's using. I thought you would remember. Either he's using something that he said, or he's got a reason to burn the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. From what I remember, it's like he just doesn't like his ideology, and he thinks he's better, and he wants to, it's basically.
I need to watch that scene again because he's got a reason. There's like a very specific reason why he doesn't like that this exists.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, maybe. So anyway, he's burning the church, and in the panic, the reverend comes with a gun, and he shoots at Harrison Ford character, So it does not die immediately, but soon after you see the family is living again on the raft, and they are going in direction of the ocean. And there is an epilogue scene where the Alice is laying down, and you can see at this point that he is totally out of place in his mind, because there is so many things you could have said, but he's reflecting about what happened scientifically. He's talking like an engineer, like nothing happened, And there is something. I mean, the movie is closing by once again the narration of the son, who said, "Once I had believed in Father, and the world had seemed small and old. Now he was gone, and I wasn't afraid to love him anymore, and the world seemed limitless." So I think it was a
Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness. Sorry,
okay.
you just
I know
missed
what I know.
something, Sebastian, very important. That
Yeah,
moment
your father.
when he's dying, yeah, and Harrison Ford, it's the Marlon Brando, he's smiling and he's dying at the same time. Oh my god, a peak of terror for me. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It was so this sequence. It's finished me. And when I see this sequence, I remind Aliens and Cowboys, all the best movie of Harrison. Oh no, it was. My
So is it safe to say, Hugo, that the movie was a torture for you,
yeah,
and
yeah,
if there is
almost.
a sequel, you will certainly not watch it? Yeah.
No, no, no. It's impossible. And when I think about Peter Weir, he did many, many movies like this. Like, have you seen A Way Out with Ed Harris?
No. What is the movie about?
It's a bunch of guys in a gulag in Russia. They want to during
The Way Back.
yeah,
The Way Back.
yeah,
Yeah.
the way back.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about it. It's a very, very, very good movie. I mean,
Sorry
in
about
my
it.
opinion.
I've watched it again a month ago because first time I quite enjoyed. I watched it again and it was not that good. Huh?
It's a true story, by the way.
Yes,
But
yes,
yeah.
no matter, huh? No problem. It's
But yeah, the end of the movie, this last sentence, I think it was, I mean, like a lot of things in the movie, but very symbolic, because the sons and the family can say, okay, we were following the father in his ideology, in his horror ideology, and we finally he came from America to be free from America, but they were not free, and the only way they can be free is when he's dead now. So yeah, Julien.
I'm sorry about it. So maybe it's good. I will be free only when my father will die.
It's true.
Yeah, yeah.
It happened to
In
me.
this,
Congratulations, Calvin.
Yeah, greatest day of my life.
okay, guys. So okay, now, so Julien, do you have something to say about this
About
last
anything?
part?
I'm gonna say this movie is the biggest American propaganda movie I've ever seen in my life. It's literally Harrison Ford, the hero of America, of American Hollywood at the time, right? He's the biggest hero. We all love him. He tries to create some bullshit jungle communism cult. And in the end, what was better? American capitalistic freedom. So he just demonstrated that America is a million times better than all this bullshit. So this is a big propaganda movie on the side of America, in my opinion. You're welcome.
All right. I was going to add to that for me, it's less America propaganda that a vision of what ideology communists can greatly failed, if you know what I mean.
I'm not sure, man.
Okay. It was more for me a way to explain how an ideology is going fucking wrong,
Yeah, but it also
and
shows you that
more
the
than,
American ideology is better.
yeah, in contrast, yeah. So Hugo, that's your
Yes.
big part. That's now you
No,
can talk
I
anything
finished.
you
Maybe
want.
I did. My big part. It's a movie was it wasn't a success at all. Huh? it's the first movie in the career of Harrison Ford that they have lost money, and after he became, I don't know for what reason, a little bit of cult, little bit legendary, but no, it's this movie was a crash, and I understand why. And Peter Weir did many movies. And that good, even if they are good movies. I remember Fearless also. You know, you remember this movie with Jeff Bridges? He escaped of a plane crash, and
Yeah, he's the survivor of a plane crash.
yeah.
I don't remember this one.
I remember it was okay, but it wasn't a masterpiece, you know. So no, honestly, for me, I think it's the last time in my life that I will watch this movie. Honestly, it was
Okay.
2 hours of pain. Even the start of the movie, it was okay when it was in America. When he arrived to the jungle, Harrison Ford was continually playing the same characters, stupid guys, and the laugh at the end, the smile when he's dying. Oh my god! Oh no.
So, if I understand it correctly, you didn't like it, right?
No, not exactly. I hated it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I would say for me the movie was great, you know, but in the sense of you know, it's like a lot of hard movies. It's like the way you watch it. I mean, the way I watched it when I was 12 is obviously totally different now, and I have a different perspective of the movie. You know, the symbolic things instead of only
Yeah,
adventure. You
you
know,
can find that in Wall-E, if you think about it. So it's not a big thing. Huh?
in what? In what? What did you say, Hugo?
When you watch Wall-E,
He said in Pixar Wall-E.
yeah, Wall-E, you have 8 years. You watch a movie, you have 50 years. It's another story. So it's not a big things in cinema that you have.
Yeah, it depends because when we talk about The Fly, you know, it was more direct, as direct it was originally.
Yeah, but when I was young, I watched The Fly. I wasn't too far about the story. You know, of course, there's many things I didn't get it when I was young, but uh, like I said, in this movie, it's too much things in quick time. It's okay. The main things you criticize capitalism, and after you have too many subjects unfinished.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Something to add, Hugo or Julian? You want something to say? Something else?
I think we need to stop Peter Weir for a year. No Peter Weir movie on the podcast for a year.
I think they could
Okay.
have done it much better. There's been a lot of anti-consumerism movies after that were much better. This is pretty much Tyler Durden in the jungle, and it's not working. It doesn't work. The movie itself, of course, is better than anything with Ryan Reynolds and The Rock or whatever Netflix makes nowadays. So I would gladly watch that because the grain of the movie, the cinematography, the ambience, the atmosphere is a million times better than anything today. But still, the subject matter of the movie has been explored in much better ways later on.
That's a good way to summarize it. Yeah, I agree.
I could have said
Okay,
that at the
guys.
beginning if you wanted.
Yeah, but we had to develop a little bit, you know.
30-second podcast.
All right. So it's been a little bit more than an hour podcast, so we'll end up here. And just for a kind of trailer, what would be the movie next time?
I want to make you pay for this movie, so I need. Maybe I will change a movie that I'm the only one who I love. No, we all gonna have fun next week. It's gonna be Oh Brothers, Where Are You?
Okay, totally different
Yeah, good movie. We are
ambience and
100% sure of the quality. We're gonna laugh. It's gonna be great with George Clooney and John Turturro.
but Hugo,
Please, guys,
Hugo,
don't unsubscribe. We'll have a better one next week.
yeah, Hugo, Yugo, does the movie Her Brother has any link with your father or something?
Every movie have a link with my father
All right.
and my uncle. Also.
Yeah, because you are your father's son. Yeah. So yeah.
For the listeners, I want to remind them that we are a comedy podcast, and we're going back to that next week. It's gonna be fun. We laugh and everything.
We stop
Yeah, thank you.
We stop Walmart.
It's not gonna be like
psychologist movies.
It's not gonna be like sitting in an amphitheater listening to a lecture or anything like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And so next movie for me will be Fortress with Christophe Lambert.
Yeah, it will be better than Mosquito Coast.
I don't know.
I'm
it's
sure.
Your opinion.
If we do Fortress, we're gonna have a fun, guys, like never before.
Yeah, you got the point. Yeah. Okay, guys. So let's finish for today. And
thank you for
finished.
listening. And,
oh
my God, it's 3 hours long.
Thank you, guys.
2 hours for the movie, 1 hour for the podcast, guys.
See you next week, guys.
See you,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.